So one of my friends in Woodstock, New Brunswick, was asking me the other day, Jeffrey, you know a lot about the World Series. When was the last time the Yankees and Dodgers played at a World Series game? Now, today we're going to break down, I call it the Tommy John game, where the great hurler was taken out of the game a little bit early, which allowed the Dodgers to break open with 7 runs in the 5th and 6th inning. Now, this contest was October 28, 81. Now, to enter the match, back in the Bronx Zoo, Dodgers won 3 straight games, and everybody thought, hey, they're going to back in New York. They're going to make a comeback because they won the first 2 games at Yankee Stadium. But this became a very interesting contest from the opening, especially where Dodgers World Series MVP Pedro Guerrero hit probably his biggest home run ever. And, of course, up-and-coming reliever Steve Howe got his only save of the series. Now, this contest came down to how poorly George Frazier pitched. Only Calvin Schiraldi in '86 was as bad in the postseason as George Frazier was this year, as he went 0-3. Now, this was the latest ending World Series by calendar date up in that time, surpassing the 1911 World Series, which ended on October 26. Originally scheduled for Tuesday, October 27th, Game 6 was postponed a day by rain. This allowed the Yankees' Bob Lemon to start Tommy John opposite Dodger starter Bert Hooton, and also allowed Ron Cey to be in the Dodger lineup. Willie Randolph provided John an early lead with a solo home in their third, and the Dodgers tied it to fourth on an RBI single by Game 5 hero Steve Yeager. Now, in the bottom of the fourth, Yankee manager Bob Lemon made a highly controversial decision. Craig Nettles led off the inning with a double. After Hooton retired the next 2 batters, he intentionally walked Larry Milburn to face John, as there was no designated hitter in this series. Lemon pitch hit for his starting pitcher in the 4th inning of a 1-1 game, and John was good to see on the bench kind of going the arm saying, this is craziness. Now, pinch hitter Bobby Mercer flied out to end the inning. In his autobiography, TJ, My 26 Years in Baseball, John revealed that before the game, Lemon and team owner George Steinbrenner settled on the following strategy: get the lead early and then protect it with the bullpen, despite the bullpen's collapses early in the season, pretty well by Frazier. As ABC cameras showed during the broadcast, John paced the Yankees' dugout in disbelief after being pulled. Now, I was a student at DRHS in grade 12 that year, the Lodge Regional High School, and that was the talk in the school for 2 days, what Tommy John did, like with the arm. Now, in the 5th, the lame duck George Frazier, who relieved John, gave up an RBI single to Ron Cey and a 2-run triple to Pedro. Now, Frazier would take the loss and become the first pitcher to lose 3 games in a best-of-7 World Series, and the second pitcher to lose 3 times in any World Series. The first being Lefty Williams, a member of the Chicago White Sox in the best-of-9 1919 World Series. Now, New York's bullpen further collapsed in the 6th. Ron Davis, who was pretty well solid all season, issued 1-out walks to pitcher Hooton and Davy Lopes. Then Bill Russell singled to short left field, and Hooton unexpectedly rounded third and headed home. Dave Winfield, who was usually good in the outfield, stumbled on the wet grass, fell forward, and uncorked an errant throw. Hooton scored standing up, after which Lemon pulled Davis in favor of Rick Russell, who's normally a starter. On Russell's second pitch, Lopes and Russell pulled a double steal. Russell walked Steve Garvey intentionally and gave an RBI force out to pinch hitter Darrell Thomas. After Dusty Baker reached on an error by Nettles, loading the bases again, Guerrero singled in 2 more runs. The Yankees would score in the bottom of the 6th on a pinch hit RBI single by Lou Piniella. Guerrero would cap the 5 RBI night with his home run, and the Dodgers win by blasting a solo home run in the 8th after Yankee reliever and, of course, starting pitcher Rudy May. Bert Hooton would pitch 5 in the 3rd innings to get the win, while Steve High replaced him and earned a save. Now, Winfield's throwing typified his struggles in Disney's first World Series. At the plate, he went 1 for 22 with 1 RBI. After the series, Steinbrenner issued a public apology to City, New York for his squad's performance, while at the same time assuring the fans that plans to put the team together for 82 would begin immediately. The Yankee owner was criticized by players and press alike for doing so, as many people felt losing a World Series, which was not something for which a team needed to apologize. Now, the first time, there were co-MVPs in a World Series. Cey batted .350 with a home run, 6 RBIs. Yeager batted .286 with 2 home runs, while Guerrero was 7 for 21 with 7 RBIs as he shared the award. Now, After combining for 10 division titles and 8 World Series appearances between 74 and 81, the 81 World Series marked an end in there for both teams, as they soon were without key contributors. The Yankees lost Reggie Jackson, who left in free agency, Craig Nettles, who was traded in 84, Goose Gossage, who left in free agency in 84, only to play once more with them in 89, and Tommy John, who was traded away to California before returning in 86, among others. Bob Lemon lasted 14 games in the next season before being fired by Steinbrenner, despite promises to finish the whole season, although Lemon was quoted as being relieved over the decision. The franchise would not reach the postseason again until 95, which included 9 different managers at the helm for the Yankees, such as Billy Martin, who was rehired and refired 3 times from 83 to 88, despite worthy play for Winfield and Don Mattingly, who debuted in 82. Incidentally, Steinbrenner's growing irritation with Winfield would soon lead to a 3-year punishment. The lone World Series appearance in the 80s meant it was the first decade in which the Yankees did not win a title since the 1910s, and the first ever since the live ball era, which would not happen again until the 2010s. As for the Dodgers, they dismantled pretty well their infield and also got rid of Reggie Smith, who signed with the Giants after the season, the longtime Dodger. Davey Lopes was traded in the offseason. Ron Cey was traded in 82. Steve Garvey left for the Padres in 83 in free agency. And this marked the end of the 8.5-year Dodger infield of Garvey, Lopes, Russell, and Cey. With a stronger farm system and adding valuable players via trade or free agency, they did win division titles in 83 and 85, while narrowly missing in 82. Their success culminated with a world title in 88, becoming the only team to win 2 World Series between 78 and 90, and the only team to win more than 1 World Series title during the 1980s. However, since their 88 World Series win, the Dodgers would not appear in another World Series until 2017, when he lost to the Astros, despite reaching the NLCS in 08, 09, 13, and 16. They would also appear in a World Series in 2018 against the Red Sox, which they also lost. He finally broke their world title drought by winning in 2020 against the Tampa Bay Rays. They have returned to the World Series in 2024, while they will face the Yankees again. The Yankees, on the other hand, appeared in 8 World Series, 96, 98, 99, 2000, 01, 03, 09, and 2024 in that span, winning all but 2001 and 2003. Of course, 2024 to be determined. Former Dodgers pitcher Fernando Valenzuela, who notably threw 147 pitchers in the Dodgers' key Game 3 victory, was one of the Dodgers' most prominent players during the 81 season. He died shortly before the 2024 World Series rematch. The Dodgers afterwards announced plans to play tribute to Valenzuela in the World Series. So just a box score for that contest. Again, Hooten got the win, 1-1. Frazier 0-3. Steve Howe got the save. Willie got a home run for the Yankees, while Pedro knocked one out for the Dodgers. New York led 1-1. Then LA tied at 1-1. There was 4-1, then 8-1. New York got one back in the 6th. Guerrero's home run in the 8th made it 9-2. 13 hits for the Dodgers, 7 for the Yankees, 2 errors for the Yankees, 1 for the Dodgers. Again, I remember watching that game like it was yesterday, 43 years ago, and I couldn't believe they took out Tommy John. Made absolutely no sense. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the story of the last World Series game before tonight between the Yankees and Dodgers. If you like what you're doing here with our Vintage Baseball podcast, let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share.